Natal, where ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is campaigning. We're now joined by our reporter, Ayanda Mhlongo. Ayanda, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Of course, the President has been around KZN. You also was in Umlazi. Talk to me about what he's just recently said where you are.
Yeah, very good afternoon to Nat and good afternoon to the viewers at home. Well, the President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, is actually on his way here. This is going to be his final stop, where, as you can see behind us, scores of supporters of the ANC have gathered here at the KwaNyuswa sports ground. Of course, the President will now be wrapping up a two-day visit to the province of KwaZulu-Natal. And, of course, since yesterday and today, he has been in the eThekwini metro, visiting a number of areas yesterday in the south of Durban, and today starting off in Umlazi earlier on this morning. Then he moved to KwaNdengezi, and as I said, his final stop is going to be here at KwaNyuswa. Great excitement. People are eager to hear from the president of the ANC. Now, an hour or so ago, as I said, he was in the area of KwaNdengezi, where he conducted a door-to-door meeting with community members and them getting an opportunity to speak to the president and also to raise some of the challenges that the community in that particular ward are facing. Issues of service delivery, mainly electricity, although over 80% of the area, or rather my statistics say 86% of households in that area do have access to electricity and running water. However, they were concerned that there are serious water shortages and disruptions of electricity. And so they go sometimes for about a week or 2 weeks without electricity. Also, refuse collection was another that was raised by community members in their discussions with the president. But also young people got the opportunity to speak about the high rate of unemployment, particularly amongst the youth. Another issue that was raised by the community there was with regard to crime and the high crime level, and them asking that the president of the ANC ensure that there are more police officers while there is a police station in the area, but they're saying that they feel that there aren't enough police that are at that station to be able to respond to all the incidents that take place in that area. He then rounded off his visit in KwaNdengezi with a community meeting where he introduced the ANC's candidates for the upcoming local government elections, and then of course urging members of the community there to go out in their numbers on the 1st of November to cast their votes, and saying that he acknowledges that the ANC has made mistakes, acknowledging that he knows the issues that the community members have raised, but that the ANC was going to fix some of the challenges that the community have raised. But also, while he was there, touching on another point, and that is with the selection of councillors. You'd know that here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, mostly here in eThekwini, there's been protests, unhappiness in the various wards with the candidate selection. Again, reiterating the fact that the ANC's National Executive Committee is going to be revisiting the issue of candidates. In KZN alone, there are over 200 complaints. And he said that he acknowledges that there are certain areas where people are not satisfied with the candidates that have been elected there, and they're going to revisit that after the elections, and just asking communities to please bear with the ANC. Also saying that where they see male candidates for the ANC, there are going to be female PR candidates to ensure that there is that gender balance. And of course, he then saying to the community that they want to hold the councillors accountable, and that come the election, and should these councillors that the ANC is fielding be successful, the communities must hold those councillors who will then be elected in those positions. They must hold them accountable. He seems to feel that that the ANC has done well in terms of, well, in some areas rather, where there has been the community interaction, where members of the public did get an opportunity to choose amongst the candidates that had been nominated within the structures of the ANC. Overall, he seems to be quite happy with the response that he has on the ground from the supporters of the ANC. But then, of course, he has acknowledged that he does know and realize that there are challenges which the ANC is going to have to deal with. This will be his final stop as he wraps up his 2-day visit here in the eThekwini Metro. So here he'll get his last opportunity to speak to the supporters and other members of the public who have come out here upon hearing that the president of the ANC is in the area. So this is going to be his last chance to woo voters. But so far, Nati, I can tell you that unlike yesterday where there were some scuffles in the area of Folweni, he's relatively had a good day, been warmly welcomed in the areas that he has visited so far today. We'll just wait and see what happens here in KwaNyuswa, but he is almost here, and as I said, he'll be wrapping up his 2-day visit to the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Nati?
All right, Ayanda, before I let you go, very quickly, obviously it seems like, there are high stakes there in KZN. If you can just look at the number of leaders of the ANC that are there. Of course, it's important to reflect that in 2011, the ANC garnered some 61.07% of the votes, which was a very good performance on them. But that quickly went down to 56.01% in the last local government election. So it's very critical, that they are there. Talk to me about just those dynamics in terms of what is at stake for the ANC.
Yeah, certainly you raise a very important point there, Onati. This is going to be a really, really important area, the metro for the ANC. As you said, they're 56% in the 2016 local government election. They are certain that in fact, this is what the president of the party says, that they are confident that they're going to be able to increase the number of votes that they're going to get here in the eThekwini Metro. Of course, it might be easier said than done. As you know, other political parties are also really, really eager to grow their support base. We've seen the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema. He has said that they are gunning for the eThekwini Metro. Other parties as well. We've seen the IFP. They too have had quite a strong presence and campaign here in the eThekwini Metro. Of course, this time around as well, Unati, there are 53 independent candidates that are contesting wards. This is the highest number of independent candidates to date that are going to be contesting the local government elections. And there are many other smaller parties that are also gunning for votes here in the eThekwini Metro. So it's going to be a difficult one for all the parties. A lot at stake. 3.7 million people here in the eThekwini Metro. These are the residents of the Metro who these political parties, of course, would want their votes. Another point that was raised by the ANC president was that in the previous election, the voter turnout was quite low in some areas here in the metro. And so he's urging voters to ensure that they come out in their numbers come November 1. But it remains to be seen. Of course, we'll have to wait and see come November 1 whether or not the ANC is able to increase its support here and the number of votes that it is going to be getting here in the eThekwini Metro. But of course, Onati, the fact that across the province of KwaZulu-Natal, the ANC chose for the party president to come here to consolidate their support here would mean, and this is shows how important the Metro is to the ANC, and that they really would want to grow their support here. They've said that a lot of their votes for the ANC, not only here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, but nationally, a lot of the votes that the ANC does get said, come from the province of KwaZulu-Natal, from the eThekwini Metro. It remains to be seen, though, whether or not the message that have come from the ANC president over the last 2 days, whether it has resonated with the community. But come November 1, when they go out to vote, that's when we will find out whether the ANC has managed to string at the heartstrings of people. Mixed reactions, though, to voting, I must say, Unati. Some people, in fact, telling him that they're not going to vote because they're not happy with the manner in which the ANC has run this municipality. Others are saying, well, they're still uncertain about whether or not they are going to vote. And there are those that of course have said, yes, they do agree that there are challenges, but in order for them to be able to see change, they are going to be going out to vote. So we'll have to wait and see in November 1 and how the public votes. So, Nati?
Ayanda, thank you so much for that analysis and feedback. Ayanda Mhlongo out there in KwaZulu-Natal following the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa on the campaign trail. Well, stakes are certainly high for the ruling party, the ANC. We'll bring you more of our top stories and developing stories when we come back. Stay with us. This is SA Today.